From Montreal to Memphis, parlez-vous français? Tell all the girls the Rougeaus are on the way with the fabulous Rougeau brothers. Finally, from Grapplers and Gimmicks, Hassel Toys.
All American boys. We don't like heavy metal. We don't like rock and roll. All we like to listen to is Barry Manilow. On peut pas les sentir.
Everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Grapplers and Gimmicks unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we could have one of the most special retro figure releases of all time, at least this year, in the Grapplers and Gimmicks Fabulous Rougeau Brothers. But for all your Fabulous Rougeau Brother needs, head over to grapplersandgimmicks.com. That's where you're going to find them, sold out currently. You never know what might happen in the future. A lot of stuff over there, and we're unboxing it all, as you guys know, here on this very channel. But man, oh man, am I excited here today, because going back to when I was a little kid, the Fabulous Rougeau Brothers were on TV every single week. Of course, their manager, Jimmy Hart, one of the all-time great 80s wrestling theme songs. Absolutely love that one. If you haven't listened to that in a long time, man, check that out. It is a banger. They don't like heavy metal. They only listen to Barry Manilow. We'll put that to the side. We'll allow it here today. But the Fabulous Rougeau Brothers were kind of like the heel version of the Bushwhackers. Hear me out, hear me out. Never really considered them as tag team title threats. I never thought they were going to be tag team champions just like the Bushwhackers. But they were always there. They were a great heel tag team. Always put on good matches. Enjoys their stuff with the Bulldogs. Of course, the Hart Foundation, the Bushwhackers. It goes on and on and on. And the Rougeau Brothers, just a staple of my early infancy of watching WWF, WWE TV back in the day. And just an absolute shame we never got them in the Hasbro. They would have been a great Hasbro, and even before that would have been a great LJN. Never happened for whatever reason. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe in the future. Then the Classic Superstars line, and for some reason, never in the Classic Superstars line. We did get the Mountie in that line, but we never got the Fabulous Rougeau Brothers. Would have been amazing as a tag team set. Of course, the Classics at Toys R Us back in the day. Only thing I can think of, maybe Ray Rougeau holding it up, but I think he was even doing commentary in Canada, French commentary for the WWE at the time. So always very strange we never got Rougeau Brothers. To this day, Mattel Elites never got Rougeau Brothers. So it took Grapplers and Gimmicks taking one for the team, stepping up, and finally bringing us Fabulous Rougeau Brother figures and going that extra special detail, bringing us capes like a young Lando Calrissian. There's a lot to like about this one. And of course, this one, we're going to do like all the other ones on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. Very excited to get this one. And a very nice packaging. We're used to it by now. Very sturdy carding, very thick carding on this one. That's the way it should be in this day and age. You got the Grapplers and Gimmicks logo at the top. Of course, the two figures there. Got their two finishing moves off to the side. Very Hasbro-esque, especially down to the colors. Just a lot of fun stuff. A very nostalgic love letter to the past is what we got going on. Glamour shots up there at the top. What are their finishers here? Let's see. With the Rougeau Rage for old Ray Rougeau. He's got a lot of rage, so that does make sense. And then, of course, Jacques with the Montreal Masher. Oh, my goodness. He's ready to go. On the back, got that black and white background there. You got a little cross-sell going on. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. A little gibber, a little jabber. Collect them all. You got both Ray and Jacques Rougeau. Coco Ware. Can't wait for that one, of course. Got the British Bulldog. Just got that one as well. We'll be unboxing it on the channel very shortly. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Shows the images, the graphics there on the back, Jacques and Ray Rougeau. HasselToy.com, grapplersandgimmicks.com. Beautiful, beautiful. Like what I see right here. May contain breakable, sharp, and or small parts, so watch out for that. We're going to get them out of the package. Oh, I hate to do it. I would love to leave these on card, but you know me. I got to open them up. I got to do it for science. And I got to say, very stiff on the card. I think there was some Godfathers, his first figure at the Grapplers and Gimmicks line, that was falling off the card. Constant learning, constant improvement. That's what I always say. They said, we're never going to have that happen again, I think is what the word was. And these are very tightly attached. I mean, almost too tight. Is that possible? They're too tightly attached. But there we go. Got it right there. See you later. Goodbye. And I do save my card backs on all my retro figures. Not exactly sure why. It's just old habit from back in the 80s. You saved all that kind of stuff. Going to do that as well. See you later. Goodbye. But let's dive into these figures here. Where do we start? I guess we'll start with Jacques Rougeau, a guy that's had many a figure over the year. And I believe this is the first ever Ray Rougeau figure. I can't believe that. We do have a commentator's edition coming in the future from the Grapplers and Gimmicks line, so stay tuned to that as well. Going to take this cape off first. Now, how easy is this cape to remove? That's the million-dollar question right here for the million-dollar man. So it came off okay. It does not clamp together or anything like that. It does got a little stretchy band in there. So kind of like you say you're making your bed. You put that bed sheet over, it kind of clamps over the top. That's what we got going on in here. So that's an interesting move. I'm not against that. Would have liked to see 2 little magnets. That would have been pretty cool, but obviously probably a little bit more expensive. But we got Fabulous, of course, in English there. I'm fluent in French, as you guys know. You probably saw the opening of this one. I did my first French. I don't think I've ever tried to even speak French until this video. So shout out to me. Always changing, always learning, always growing. That's what we're going to do. But beautiful soft goods cape here. No wire in the cape. You know I like wires in my cape, but no wires in the cape on this one. But very nice material. Obviously going to be the same cape on both these guys. Of course it is. Got to get the most out of your molds, even if they're a cape. Makes sense. But love the extra addition to the cape right here. That's just an extra special addition for that one. But now we got old Jacques out of the package here. The future Mountie ready to go. He's ready to take on the Dynamite Kid backstage with a roll of quarters too. You never know what Jacques Rougeau might be up to. Whatever happened to Jacques Rougeau's son? He was training to be a wrestler, and he was just a giant, a big dude. Must not have worked out for him. I don't know. But Jacques Rougeau in the face. Not sure if you handed me this head, I could tell you it's Jacques Rougeau. I mean, he doesn't have a face that's like a Macho Man Randy Savage or an Ultimate Warrior. But when you put the pieces together, it feels Jacques Rougeau here. Big kind of barrel chest going on there. Two arms. Yeah, he's playing them human hits, but he's got 2 fists of fury here. He's got the under punch and the over punch. So he's going to give you one of these kind of things. Watch out for that. But I can see these guys squaring off with my Hasbro Bushwhackers back in the day all the time. Feuding with the Hart Foundation, you name it. The Rougeau brothers truly on their way, as we know. You do got the classic outfit down here. Maybe a little bit more yellow, a little bit more blue than normal. And I think they had different versions of their tights as well over the years. But looking really good. Fabulous on the back right there. But looking good the lower half down. Of course, articulation can be the same for both these guys. We'll walk through it with old Ray Rougeau. How about? But looking good. No issues with this. Feels good. Nice tight joints. No action features. We know that. But very nice figure right here. Very nice. No hole in the foot. You're not going to be able to put him on a stand, anything like that. But feels really good. The quality is definitely here for this one. And now we get to set our watch to this mustache over here with Ray Rougeau. Definitely, I think I could tell you this is Ray Rougeau. It's sad that I know Ray Rougeau's face so well. I just stared into it many days as a child. I would just stare deep into that mustache and get lost into it. And he's got that stereotypical 80s mustache like a young Magnum PI, Tom Selleck, or my dad, Tom Peterson. Shout out to him. He had that mustache as well, but looking good in the head sculpt department there. Cape identical, we already mentioned that. He's got the old Greg the Hammer Valentine pose on this one, and I like that we got different bodies for these two on the top. Make them different as possible. Of course, lower legs are probably identical. Yes, they are. So you got to get the most out of your molds. We know how that goes. But I like that we got a different arm up here. So you got the side-to-side up and down. You got the articulation at the elbow. And then, of course, arms go all the way around. Head goes all the way around. Waist goes all the way around. Nothing on the legs here. Same outfit throughout, of course, once again. But, man, very cool to see Ray Rougeau in his first ever action figure. Seems absolutely wild to me. Like I said, should have happened in LJN. Should have happened in Hasbro. Should have happened in Classic Superstars. And should have happened in the Elite line by now. But Grapplers and Gimmicks stepping up to the plate, giving us our very first ever Fabulous Rougeau figures. Very fun right here. Very fun, I will say that. Now, we're not done with Jacques Rougeau, as we just recently unboxed on the channel the Quebecers. Another great team that we never got figures from. We'd love to see these guys in the Elite line as well. Maybe one of these days. We'll see what happens. We're representing French Canada is what we're representing right there. Of course, we'll never forget back in the day, the Mountie himself, Jacques Rougeau. He got a figure there. And really, if you were a player to this day, this would be a great threesome, a 6-man team right here. You can just pretend it's a different person. It's the Mounties. They're back in action. You could do that if you wanted to. But a lot of fun around this one. I just can't believe it's taken this many years to get a Fabulous Rougeau Brothers tag team set. It feels like a little bit of my collection is complete right here because these guys, and of course Dino Bravo was another one I always wanted. We did get him from the Heels and Faces line way back when, a year or 2 years ago, what is time. But part of me feels a little bit complete in my wrestling figure collection because this feels like one of the last ones from the 80s not to get a figure. Of course, Bad News Brown's another one. We know he's coming around the corner. You have to think about Big Rubber Guy, and I think they've already announced a Big Rubber Guy is coming. So a lot of fun across generations here, going all the way back to when I started watching wrestling, finally getting some of these characters we never got in action figure form. Man, I'm here for it. But this Fabulous Rougeau one could be my favorite Grapplers and Gimmicks release so far. Really good figures, but just something I've wanted for so long. Definitely deserves a front row spot in my collection, and maybe yours. But what are your thoughts on the Fabulous Rougeau brothers? Now, I don't know anybody that ever said they were my favorite tag team, but you respected those Rougeau brothers. You respected it. They were singing songs. They were doing things. They were making towns. They were making things happen, as we do know. But let me know your thoughts on the Fabulous Rougeau brothers in the comments down low. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this YouTube channel. We got videos every single day over there. You got bonus content. You got pizza reviews. You got dog stuff. You got all kinds of stuff. All the glamour shots from all the videos. It's all over there on Patreon. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the support on my book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Classic Superstars series. Unfortunately, these guys aren't in there. Now available on Kindle over at Amazon. Check it out. Support the channel once again. And you can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget to hit me up. Follow on social media. SirPaul64 on the X. _Kyle_Peterson on Threads. And on Instagram. So for the Fabulous Rougeau brothers, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.